I hate to say it, guys, but buying a house in Myrtle Beach isn't getting any easier anytime soon. Today, we're gonna discuss. What's happening, guys? It's Jeremy Blanton with RE/MAX Southern Shores, and today we're going to discuss buying a house here in 2024, here in the Myrtle Beach area, and why you might think it'd be easier now with more inventory, but unfortunately, it has just become more and more difficult. So the reason that this is taking place, there's several of them, and I'm going to share a little bit of that over time, but before I get into that, let's take a look at this article here first. This is something that was recently published in the news, stating that Myrtle Beach is the fastest growing city in America. Yeah, we're faster than places in Florida, North Carolina, California, you name it. We are the fastest growing area. So what does that mean for you thinking about moving here? Well, it means you're not alone, number one. Everybody's wanting to do it right now. And hey, that's awesome. We love having new people come to the area. But unfortunately, that means buying a house right now is becoming more and more difficult. Well, why is that? Well, let's discuss some of these reasons. First off, let's talk about a national picture here for a minute. And you might have seen news stories showing up over the last several months talking about how home sales are down across the country. And that with home sales going down, here in Myrtle Beach, we saw 9% decrease last year of sales, number of sales. At the same time, while the number of sales came down, prices on homes continued to go up each and every month. Why is that? Because people are still moving. Why was there less people? Well, it's pretty simple if you think about it a minute. What happened last year? When we started the year, at the beginning of it, interest rates were right around the 4 to 5 mark, maybe even a little bit higher, 5.5, we'll say. But throughout last year, 2023, we saw interest rates just continually creep up. They started to go up to 6, then they went to 6.5, then they went to 7, then all of a sudden they were up at 8%. And when that happened, a lot of people who were moving, thinking about making the move, thinking about selling their homes said, hold on, we're gonna have to put a pause on doing anything right now because we just can't afford to do it. Why can't you afford to do it? Well, it's gonna cost a lot more now. Prices across the country might have seen a little bit of a dip down, but in our area, prices continued to go up steadily. We saw $10,000, $15,000 price increase last year across the average for single family homes here in the Myrtle Beach area. So while prices went up, interest rates went up too. So what did that do to the monthly payments? A payment that might have been $1,500 now has gone to $2,800 a month. And for a lot of people, they just simply cannot afford it. So they all put a pause on buying a home right now. So when these things start to take place, you start to build up this demand. And that's what we're in right now. Today, shooting this video here in the beginning of April, what are rates? Rates right now are hitting around 7.3, 7.5%. What they say though, and what the experts, and I use experts in air quotes because, well, I'm not one of them, but I try to be at times and try to give y'all the most accurate information I can. But from what I've seen from listening to experts in the industry, that towards the end of this year, we should see interest rates start to come down. Why is that? Well, big thing, we have an election coming. And whether you're on the red side or the blue side, it doesn't really matter. Everybody wants to look like winners as we get to the election. And what are they going to do? Everything they can to stimulate the economy. One of the ways they're going to do that is bring down rates to make people want to buy more houses, because that is a huge sector in the economy of the United States. So if they can get rates to come down, they're going to look like they saved the economy. So what the experts have found is that interest rates, if they can get them down to just under the 6% mark, that is the sweet spot where buyers are going to start to buy again. This has been proven here in our market over the last several months by some of the big name builders. Why is that? Well, they've been offering incentives, and I've shared about this in the past, but they're doing these builder finance incentives where they're buying down the rate to 5.99. It used to be 5.5 and 5.75, and even as far as 5.99, people were still coming in the door buying their home. As of today, I have about 8 different new construction homes that are currently under contract, and all of them are in these interest programs where people are saving a ton of money. The one house alone that I have that was priced right around $480,000. They were discussing 2 homes. They were the same model, They were about the same price, but one had the incentive for the interest rate, the other one didn't. When they spoke with the lender to discuss the difference in payments between the two, it was $382 a month difference, going with the one at 5.9 versus the one at 7.4. That equates to $144,000 over the life of the loan. So I asked my client, real simple, do you like this lot for $144,000 more? To which they simply said, nope, we don't. We'll take the other house. And well, we're closing on them in a couple weeks here. But interest rates around 5.9 to 6% is going to be that magic point. So what does that mean for you out there who are right now saying, hey, we're kind of waiting on the sidelines for things to calm down? That means that if you wait for those rates to come down, you're gonna have a lot more competition that's out there. It's gonna make it more difficult for you to buy a home. Now, in the same time, while this is all going on with interest rates, prices have continued to steadily increase here in the Myrtle Beach area. So yeah, the interest rates might come down some, but at the same time, it's gonna cost you just as much per month, basically, because interest rates are coming down, prices are going up, so it's still gonna make your monthly payment just as high. So what I would suggest is this: if you're someone who's thinking about buying a house sometime this year or in the near future, I would consider maybe making a move now. Right now, some of your bigger name builders have lots of incentives, lots of award programs that are out there that they are working with. Now, it's not all builders, but there are a few that are really pushing to get their product moved. And right now, they're doing it. If you want to learn more about that, my info's down below. Just reach out to me and I can tell you more about which ones we can talk to help you get a good house for a good price. But this is probably one of the biggest things right now that's making the Myrtle Beach area a real difficult place to buy. Remember I talked about prices going up? Well, I went and looked at the stats. Back in 2021, a house average price for single family here in our area was right around $270,000. Right now, as of today, that number's up to over $383,000. So in basically just about 3 years, we went up almost $100,000 in prices. So if that trend continues to go on the way it is, you're not gonna really save a lot of money if interest rates come down if the prices continue going up. So as we continue going through this year, and if you're thinking about buying this area, like I said, I don't think it's gonna get much easier. And what in fact I think we're gonna see is as those interest rates come down, the inventory that is sitting right now, you know, that 3.5 to 4 months of inventory is going to start to drop back down again to the 2 to 3 month range, or maybe even a little bit less. Because right now, where's our big inventory? It's in new builds, it's in new constructions the builders have built ahead of time, preparing for what's about to come. The resale market, well, it's a whole different story. Those people that are sitting on an interest rate at 2% right now have a really hard time walking away from that and taking something at 6.5 to 7.5%. So those people, they're not gonna be in a rush to go and sell their house right now. But those who do are gonna be able to get it out there. They're gonna have a decent amount of competition with new builds, but they're gonna be able to get their house on the market and potentially get it sold, hopefully pretty quickly. But as we continue through this year, inventory is going to drop because rates are going to drop and prices are going to start to go back up again. And so, as I said in the beginning, if you're thinking about buying, right now is probably the best time to do it and get moving on it sooner rather than later. Because as we start to get to the second half of this year, I think you're going to see a lot more competition. You're going to see a lot more people bidding on houses. Maybe even we'll see some bidding wars start to come back. And I think it's just going to become madhouse crazy for people looking to buy and sell here in the area. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, get the bell on, and like I said, if you're thinking about moving to the area and you want more information on how to make it smooth and easy, my contact information is down below. You can go to jeremyblanton.com, schedule a 30-minute call, and we can discuss your move to the area and what's going to work best to help you do it. Have a great day, guys. See you later.